I remember reading a detective story called Murder on the Orient Express, which was written by Agatha Christie, and I found it really interesting because the author managed to keep my interest throughout the whole book until the murderer was revealed. And to be good at YouTube, it actually requires similar skills because you need to be able to attract your viewers to keep on watching your video until the end. And so you do this through an intro, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to make a killer intro. So firstly, you have to think about the title and thumbnail, and actually what most people get wrong is that they think of a video idea and they have a lot of information within their video, and then they think of their title and thumbnail last and they just put something together. However, you have to think about your title and thumbnail first before you actually think of the actual video, because even if you have like the best information in the world in your video, and no one's going to click on it if you don't have a good title and thumbnail. And so you basically have to put yourself in the viewer's shoes and to like think what would attract them, because they don't really get to see what's inside your video, they just see the cover. So you also have to think about what kind of viewers will be attracted to the type of thumbnails and titles that you put. So for example, Mr. Beast, he puts like he uses like colorful images in his thumbnail, and he uses titles that generate a lot of interest for like young kids. So for example, I survived on a desert island for 24 hours, and that basically and he puts them in capital letters, which can stand out to little children. And on the other hand, if you were trying to make and on the other hand, for example, like Ali, he uses like quite a bit more like mature thumbnails and titles, and that basically just helps him capture the attention of like people who want to grow and make YouTube channels and learn more. So you have to think about what kind of person you're trying to attract into your videos as well. And furthermore, basically the whole purpose of the video is just to meet the expectations set by the title and thumbnail. So basically the title and thumbnail basically just sets the bar, and you just have to match it with the content inside your video. Furthermore, for the first 5 seconds, what you have to do is that you have to go with the two-step formula. So you have to make like the first sentence match the title, and then the first picture that you put on match with the thumbnail. So that's basically assures the viewer that it's not clickbait, and what you actually have to say relates to the thumbnail and title and will actually provide value. And the reason why you have to do this is because 50% of viewers actually leave after the first 5 seconds. So if you don't show them that that what you're actually going to do is going to provide value and is actually like not clickbait, they're like going to watch it. And it doesn't have to be exactly on point, it doesn't have to be like exact copies of the thumbnail and title, but it just has to be close enough to assure the viewer that you're going to provide them with value. And I remember when my teacher set me a learning assignment, which was to learn about to make a project by myself on how to build a rocket. And I remember seeing 2 videos, and I remember watching both of them, and one of the videos I found was not that good. However, it had more views than another video that gave me a lot of information, but it didn't really have that much views. And so I was wondering to myself, how come this video has more views than the other one? And then I realized that on the second video, which was the one that I found to give me more value, it didn't really have a really good introduction. It just went and talked about like something that wasn't really related to the subject for the first minute, and then it really went into depth. And for the other one, it actually had quite a good hook, and it generated interest, which was if you've ever wanted to know why a rocket takes flight, then this is how. And that basically just made me think that the video was going to provide me with a lot of value, even though it didn't really. And so yeah, basically the first few seconds of the video is really important to attracting viewers. And then the rest of the intro, you have to keep creating a curiosity gap, which is basically a gap in the reader's mind, so something they don't know, and it'll basically keep them interested in the video, and it'll basically create a loop where they'll keep asking the questions, and if you provide context and then you ask it and then you give them another question and then provide context, it will keep making them interested and want to finish the video and learn more. And yeah, after that you have to give context about why you're making this video and what you're doing, and that'll basically give the viewer, I guess, more incentive to watch the rest of your video. And furthermore, you have to input a bias, and so basically what that is that the more effort that you put into the video, so whether that be like time, energy or cost, the more that the people value it. So for example, say that you had a bottle of wine and you paid $50 for it, and then you had the same exactly the same bottle of wine, but you paid $20 for it. You'd value the one that you paid $50 for more than you would than the one that you paid $20 for, even though they're exactly the same, because you paid more for it. You'd want to treasure it more, and yeah, that's the same as in the video. So if you show how much effort that you put into the video, like whether that be just like saying how much you put in or through the editing and everything, it'll basically give the viewer more like reason to watch it, and it'll make them feel grateful for the video. And then for the overall construction of the intro, like you shouldn't just rely on these steps, because these are basically just like the words and the structure. You also have to put in visuals and motion, which will keep the viewer's interest, and you should learn to change it about like one to 2 seconds, and that will basically just stop the viewer from like looking away and wanting to look at something else. And so yeah, you can do this even if you don't want to put pictures into your video. You can also like have hand gestures or just like any motion, just to keep the viewer interested in watching. And also you have to pace the video right, and so just front load the value at the start so that they see your effort and the value it's going to give them, and that will basically make them want to finish the rest of the video. And so yeah, in conclusion, to make a killer intro, you have to think about the title and thumbnail, because if they don't see that, they won't click on the video. You also have to think about the first few seconds of the video and the rest of it, and the rest of the intro, so it will basically keep them hooked into it. And then you need to think about like what background you need to put into it, and if you need to put any motion into it as well. And so yeah, I now also realize that YouTubers could also make quite good detective story authors, because they know how to keep the viewer's interest, and they know how to attract them enough to throughout the plot and eventually reveal the suspect. And so yeah, I hope you learned something. Thank you.